have returned once again to actually do another stream of Golden Kamuy, the anime series. Good to go, we're good to go, we're good to go. So yes, more specifically, as I actually said the word correctly, we're actually doing Season 2 of Golden Kamuy, the anime series. On this stream, we actually are covering episode 15 of said Golden Kamuy series as well. That happens to be episode 3 of Season 2. So yes, I mean, last week's episode actually was really freaking amazing, I must say. It was just beautiful. I mean, we had some alliances formed that you would not actually kind of think that actually happened beforehand. Which is why I actually really do like this arc so much, is because it kind of brings together characters that you otherwise don't think you would actually kind of see together. And also you had the whole entire thing of Kyorankia possibly actually being the antagonist of the group. So there's also that. So we'll see what happens there in that front, because actually it's kind of one of the more interesting things besides the fake skins currently. So yeah, we'll see what happens in episode 3 of Season 2 and also episode 15 of Season 2. Episode 15 of Season 2, episode 15 of Golden Kamuy. So yes, I mean, let's get this show on the road. It's actually put on Twitter, actually gone live. So, oh, my headphones are getting in the way. There we go. So, gone live for episode 15 of Golden Kamuy. And away, I think, away, 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 away. It's actually not going to tell me how many viewers I actually have on Twitch. Now it will. It wouldn't tell me beforehand. Now it does. Right. Anyway, so actually, away we go. Away we go. So in 3, 2, 1. Actually, starts the thing absolutely now. Also, I can't be held accountable. I actually do scream quite a lot because of Agata as well. Because some cute ones this week. Some cute Agatas. My boys will get out of there. My boys will get out of there. He's so unbelievably beautiful, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Hijikata is also very freaking cool as well. It's also that. I'm so sorry, but I can't help it. He's so beautiful. He's just like the perfect being, if you get what I mean. He's like what you would actually find in as perfection in a dictionary. He's just him. I don't understand it. But yeah, I mean, the subsequent parts of this anime just kind of highlight how great the show actually is. I'm kind of hoping the fact is they actually animate it correctly, because some of the parts later on are fantastic, like some of the best I've actually kind of read in a long time. So I'm really hoping they actually adapt it 100%, because there were some good parts later on. But I mean, as a standalone thing, as I always said beforehand, is the fact that he's so freaking beautiful. Oh my freaking god! I'm so sorry. But I mean, yeah, it's just like I can't compose my thoughts anymore. Oh man. That one got me good. God damn that man's ability to actually put his hair back. God damn his ability to actually do that. God damn him. But I mean, yeah, it's just the fact I was trying to say beforehand, the fact that I like this unlikely alliance because it's one of those things that highlights a lot of how great the dynamic is between the characters because they bounce off each other really freaking damn well. Even though they're characters who otherwise kind of are adversaries in context, they work together really goddamn well. Do apologise for my actual kind of bit beforehand, actually went a bit nuts because he pulled his hair back. He pulled his hair back. I was like... I can't believe I actually hurt my husband. I can't believe it. It's against the rules. It's against the rules, okay? Though I'm pretty damn sure it's actually adapted to my favourite parts of the manga as well, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. What did I just say? Just don't hurt him, okay? Don't hurt him. Also, one other thing I actually do want to mention, one of my favourite things ever is Usuyama kind of dynamic with Asirapa. It's amazing. I love it. Like, one of my favourite things that kind of happened because of his arc was the fact of her running on his back. It's just the greatest thing ever, I'm sorry. It's amazing. I love that his rage kind of clouded his fact that he got his leg chopped off completely. Like, it took him about a second to realise, oh crap, my leg's gone. I like that about him, because it's one of those things that you actually do in Farisia's character trait, that he's absolutely, like, hell-bent on revenge. Like, and it kind of just clouds his ability to actually kind of, like, look at his surroundings. There we go. I actually haven't read it. I haven't actually read it yet. It's on my list of things to get around to one day to actually read, because I've kind of I've read JoJo so far. I've started Vinland, but I kind of want to get to it one day. Maybe one day I'll start reading it. I love these two so much. I love those two so much. Now see right there? My life was saved. My life was saved. he's he's so adorable. I love him so much. His big huff just then. I loved it. I love it. See what I mean? The dynamic's so freaking great. I love it. The man just wants to do his own thing. He's doing his own thing. Look how adorable he is, though. Just look at him. As I said beforehand, there's some cute Ogatas this week. Some cute ones. She also has a very amazing smile as well. Like, when people smile in this anime and manga, they have amazing smiles. It's one of the things I always know about this manga and anime, is the fact that we'll have amazing smiles. And Karamat has an amazing smile as well. One other thing about this as well is the fact that their dynamic's actually quite good as well. To be honest, like I love their dynamic as well. It's just so fantastic. Everyone's got a nice dynamic in this show as well. There's not one thing out of place in this show so far. Not one thing. It's amazing. It's amazing. As well as actually is a very like kind of vital part of the whole entire storyline as well. Just these two, because they're so great, but they also kind of have a lot. They really add a lot to the plot itself. That's why I always kind of like this section, because it kind of teaches a lot about them. So I guess also when you think about it, just having their storyline kind of explored, it breaks that barrier between, oh my god, he's so cute. One of the things that actually kind of does in Fury, it kind of breaks down that kind of barrier the group actually has in Fury, because you kind of feel more at ease. The fact is, you know more about them. I mean, yeah, it's still characters you don't really know much about, but it kind of, the two principal characters you kind of fear a little bit of are kind of now sort of more, if you get what I mean, a part of the group. Oh damn this bit. Oh damn this bit. I mean, that scene was done really freaking damn well, actually, because it's one of those. It was one of those scenes that kind of puts you a little bit like on edge about the fact there's who is the real antagonist of the group, because you still kind of got a lingering fear that they will find out he's been working with Hijikata, but you have to also have a lingering fear. The fact is that actually you've got Kyoranke also being the antagonist, kind of, sort of, as well. It's already over. It's already over. I didn't even feel like 20 minutes. What the hell, man? I got to wait 7 days now to actually find out what happens next. I mean, I do know what happens next, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, the episode itself was kind of. It's very interesting because it's one of those kind of calming before the storms, technically, of episodes. But it kind of does a lot really damn well in the sense of how it kind of explores the characters, because characters are very important in this arc and subsequent arcs after this point. And also the dynamics they actually share, because it's actually kind of a vital part of the whole entire thing. And I believe the episode actually did, in theory, actually kind of explore those dynamics to a point that you actually do, in theory, get this whole entire idea that there's sort of a group. They're not adversaries anymore, if you get what I mean, because beforehand, a lot of them were adversaries to each other, but now they're kind of broken up, walled down between each other, and I believe it's actually kind of, now, they're kind of a group. They're kind of cool as a group now, when you think about it. Because you're always fearing the fact is, who's going to turn on who, because can you actually trust everyone in the group? It's one of those things that you always have that lingering fear, but I mean, as I said with the whole thing with Shinpachi and Hijikata as well, that whole entire section was really well done because it kind of allows you to see there actually isn't so many secrets in the group, so much so that you kind of fear that maybe one will turn on the other, because I always believe that this whole entire group actually comes closer once you actually kind of break down the walls between the people in there, because if you have walls with the people, you kind of feel as if it's like, okay, so will they betray them? You don't know. But I believe that this episode as well, kind of allows for Shinpachi and Hijikata to actually kind of be in mystery, if you get what I mean, because they actually kind of explored each other's past in a way, and actually kind of seen how an importance they are to each other. It kind of actually makes you understand why they're always together and that kind of thing. And I actually quite liked it. I thought it was actually really well explored. It actually kind of allows you to actually see a different part of history as well. It's one of those things. It's actually just really well done. This episode actually was really freaking good. Like it was a very downtime episode when you think about it, because it didn't really have much action per se, besides the beginning of the episode, but it didn't detract anything from the actual episode overall, because it still had what Golden Kamuy actually really have. It's just one of those things that even when nothing's actually going on, the characters do in theory carry narrative across on their own. It's one of those things, they're so strong and so well voice acted that actually can in theory just carry the narrative on their own. If there was no action, if it was just two people speaking the whole entire time, I wouldn't care because these characters are so freaking rich that you kind of just feel like, yeah, I could watch these two talk for like a good 40 minutes and everyone's full board because the history behind them is so freaking fascinating that you just kind of feel like, yeah, I can just sit here and watch. I can sit here and watch these two just speak, and that's why I actually really do appreciate the show, because even in the downtime, you don't really feel as if it's actually kind of boring at once. It doesn't have the same effect that other shows do tend to actually have when the downtime has nothing going on. There's always something going on. There's always a sense of urgency to the plot. And it's also especially evident with Shirashi's character, because Shirashi is kind of, yeah, he's fearing the worst when it comes to Sugimoto, which is actually kind of understandable, because you just don't know what can happen there. You don't know whether or not you actually can in theory forgive him, you don't know whether or not you actually will in theory kill him. It's one of those things that you kind of do fear. But then you also have the other fear of Kyoranke's character. I also like how they actually kind of place them two together as well, because they're the characters you're most meant to fear out of all of them, because they're the ones you don't know truly. Though you know more about Shirashi, you don't really know anything about Kyoranke. So it's one of those things I did really actually appreciate the fact is actually putting both together. I thought that's very subtly well done. Actually, well done on that part. That was actually a really nice touch to actually add in there. So yeah, I mean, other than that, Ogata was freaking beautiful, I must say. He's so freaking cute. I'm sorry. I love him so much. It's just one of those things, you'll see later on why I love him so much as well, because there's sections later on that just makes me go, he's just the best person ever. I love him so much. So you'll see later on anyway, it's just one of those things that I appreciate him so much. He's so freaking great. There's just, I love the preliminaries of his entrance to the group, because he doesn't really feel as if he's actually kind of, no one really feels like an outsider in that group either, because they all kind of feel as if they're actually kind of welcome together. It's one of those really weird things the show actually did really freaking down well, that sometimes you get groups that kind of come together, and it's sort of like, yeah, how's that gonna work? Because they don't really kind of fit together, but here, they all fit together so goddamn well that you kind of just like, yeah, sure, why not, go together, because none of them feel like they're outsiders to the actual group. I love Ushiyama and, Asidapa's actual kind of backstory, their actual kind of dynamic. I think it's freaking brilliant, because you kind of get the idea that they just work so well together, because they're characters who came together through kind of different means that you don't really kind of see very much in anime. But because of that reason, you actually do see the kind of the actual kind of importance that Asidapa sees on Usuyama. It's one of those things that you kind of do appreciate their dynamic. But yeah, no one really feels like an outsider. Even Ogata, who kind of doesn't really kind of go with groups, he's kind of very solo, he works with them very goddamn well, and actually doesn't really feel as if he's just kind of not there. I mean, yeah, he does in theory kind of doesn't want to actually participate very much in the group activities, which actually is kind of understandable. You'll know later on why, but right now, it's one of those things, he doesn't really feel like he's an outsider, which I actually really do appreciate. I thought it was one of those things that the show does it really freaking down well, that you do really get the idea that they work together because they all have different strengths that actually do really aid the whole entire plot itself to actually kind of move forward. I mean, yeah, you have the urgency, the fact is you have the fake skins, but also there's a lot more going on. It just works. The dynamic is so freaking great. It's one of the things that I do appreciate the show, and you actually see later on how great the dynamic actually becomes as well. And also, Tanigaki as well. I'm actually having really bad withdrawal symptoms not seeing his chest hair, but still, I love him and Ikara Matt, and also Chikapasi as well, because you'll see later on why also, but right now, they're really freaking great. I love them all as well. They're just really freaking awesome characters. And also the fact is, they kind of work well together as well, because you don't really see Tanigaki and Ikara Matt working together originally, because it kind of seemed a bit too distant from each other, but currently, they actually do work really freaking damn well, because I guess he has suspicions, but there's that kind of slow breaking of the wall between the two of them that you do see as time goes on. It's just nice. This show is really nice. It really is. I mean, animation wasn't the best, but as I always say, one of my rules is if the animation can be terrible, the story itself and the characters itself are freaking great, I don't freaking mind. And Golden Kamuy actually has that in droves. It doesn't really matter actually to me, to be honest. But it had its moments. I mean, the background art is really freaking nice. It actually really does complement the whole entire scenery. It makes the whole entire thing just look ever so much nicer. And yeah, I mean, it's just all around, everything was really freaking damn nice. It's an episode that really doesn't freeze up the whole entire time for the rest of the show. Also kind of gives you the importance of everyone in the group as well. So it's one of those things that it's just really freaking damn well done. So yeah, I mean, that's basically me done for today. That's all I need to say, because it's actually, the episode was really freaking brilliant. It's the bottom line. I love the whole thing between Hijikata and Shinpachi as well. I just think it's one of those brilliant parts of the whole entire show, because they're very rich in history and they just have that kind of dynamic that I really do like. So yeah, that is me done for today. So as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire show as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow, because indeed it does have me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does have me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed it here on YouTube and you do want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does have me quite a bit. And if you want to stay a little bit longer after that point, then do follow me on Twitter. Twitter, that's the word. I had a really bad accent, that word, Twitter, because you will know when these streams go live and any other streams I do, and also I do post a copious amount of pictures of Ogata as well. Also, if Twitter's not your thing, I also have a Discord server as well, which actually does info tell when these streams go live and other streams I do as well. But until next time with some more Golden Kamuy, I will see you guys later. Bye for now.